G'day guys, how's it going? It is Jared HD here. Welcome to episode number 1 of our Tottenham Hotspur career mode series here on the Jared HD2 channel. It is good to be back. I'm very excited to get to work on this series and have consistent content coming out for you guys. I want to make Tottenham into a European juggernaut. This season has definitely been quite up and down for Tottenham. They've had managers sacked, they've been eliminated from the Champions League, they've played some of the most boring football, but they've also had some pretty big highlights. But I want to make Tottenham a little bit more consistent and make them one of the top teams. As you guys can see here, we do have the new kits. I've actually done a lot of research and I've got to give a lot of thanks to S2G, the fellow career mode YouTuber. Definitely go and check him out if you haven't. He's been giving me a lot of tips and a lot of help with the mods and the kits and has pointed me in the right direction. So we have done that here, and a big thing that he has suggested to me, which I have implemented, is to use the realism mod. The new realism mod has recently dropped. We have implemented it. We've got more real life faces, all new kits in the Premier League and all the leagues, just a bunch of bloody changes which are going to be awesome. We've got real life manager stuff. There's going to be things that you notice along this series that is going to be awesome to see. But I hope you guys are as keen as I am for this series. It should be a great ride. If you go on to enjoy it, if you're looking forward to it, make sure you leave a like on the video. And also, if you are new around here, bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. We're on the push and really close to 50,000 subscribers on this second channel, so help us get over there if you're new around here. One thing that I want to implement into my videos on this channel are press conferences. I used to do them back in the day when I did career mode on the main channel. I want to make them a focus point of this save. I want to get you guys really interested and really, I want to have you guys feel like this is as much your career mode as it is mine. So if you have any questions about the entirety of this series, please leave them down below. Put like PCQ or press conference question in front of the question so I can go and control F and find some good questions. I will answer them at the start of episode number 2. So this is the default Tottenham starting 11 that has been put together by the game, but it's definitely not the starting 11 that I'm going to be playing. So give me a second and I will reconfigure this starting 11 to a little bit more of my liking. So this is the starting 11 that I have put together to kick things off. Obviously, got some transfer business that we're going to want to do, but I've got players like Vertonghen and Alderweireld. I know there's some beef apparently between the pair of them in real life, but I've got them playing in the defense together. Harry Kane up front, Dele Alli and Ndombele and Lo Celso in the midfield, Heung-min Son on that left mid spot, Bergwijn in the right mid spot, Aurier and Davies as our 2 left backs and right backs. The bench is quite strong. That's the good thing about this Tottenham side, is there's decent depth in most positions. You've got players like Davinson Sanchez, who in a lot of players' teams would come in instead of Vertonghen, but going to start him off the bench and eventually look to phase him in and phase Vertonghen and Alderweireld out as they go down in overall, because we all know that FIFA loves to kill people's potential and overall when they hit that age 30 mark. I've got Harry Winks as well. I was debating forever whether I put Lo Celso and Ndombele or Harry Winks in that midfield. At the moment, gone for Harry Winks. My main man, Ryan Sessegnon, of course. I am a Fulham fan, so want to give Sessegnon plenty of game time throughout the series. And then the reserves, some quite decent backups. You've got players like Gedson Fernandez, like Musa Sissoko, like Lamea, who are going to get plenty of game time throughout the season, especially if we go deep into cup competitions. We're going to have to deal with fixture congestion. But yeah, that's the starting 11 for this side. Also, got to point out, Eric Lamea now has white hair in real life, and in this save, that just looks ridiculous to me. In terms of players that I've transfer listed, I've only listed one, and that is Serge Aurier. I was looking at the squad thinking I was going to transfer list a lot more players than I did, and I was like, there's plenty of players here that I actually want to keep and I can see having a big use for the side throughout the season, so I've kept all them around, but Serge Aurier has been added to the transfer list. Now, there are a few players that I'm about to shortlist, but I want to leave the question open to you guys. Where do we need to improve in your opinion? Maybe when I add these players to the list, you're going to agree and I'm going to answer your own question there, or answer the question for you, but yeah, there's a bit of work to do with this Tottenham side, but it's a weird one where we can either keep a lot of our older players and go for the Champions League in the next few seasons, or we can kind of get rid of them and look forward to the future. I'm torn up between the two options, but that's really where I want to get your opinion moving forward. In terms of transfer budget, we have a decent amount of money, but nothing crazy. £65.7 million, so a bit to work with there, but not like the hundreds of millions of pounds we would have at other bigger sort of clubs. So here is a look at the shortlist I've put together. Just on a brief little look at the side, I feel like the left back and right back positions that need some improvement. So Ben Chilwell, Lucas Digne, he's got the tattoos as well, which I love about this new mod. Jose Gaia from Valencia. You got Joshua Kimmich there, who is naturally a defensive midfielder but could play right back. Lucas Klosterman from Leipzig, and then another right back in Benjamin Pavard. But the one thing I've noticed with this realism mod, or another thing, is that player valuations are so much higher than they would have been before. And I mean, look at that, 78.5 for Kimmich. You saw Pavard, 31.5, and I guess it might be tough to sign him because he's only just signed. But it's going to be a lot more difficult to make our money work for us in this save compared to normal. The realism mod, making things realistic. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? Taking a look at our board objectives as well. It's going to be tough to keep our job here. I mean, we've got highs and criticals in virtually everything. We're going to have to do some youth academy work, which I'm not a huge fan of in terms of when you're using big clubs, because we've already got some crazy youth already. Anyways, brand exposure, should be able to get that one sorted just naturally from being a big club. They want us to reach the Champions League semi-final, which is going to be a huge challenge. They want us to finish in the Champions League place in the Premier League, which I expect. And they want us to reach the final of the FA Cup, which I would hope for. And then this is another one, just like brand exposure, that gets done quite naturally. So really, we're going to just focus on our results on the pitch and getting a youth set up. So I'll probably look to set up the youth academy after this first transfer window in a few episodes time. Also, the cool thing with this realism mod is that we have a whole new interface. And I mean, if you look down to the bottom, you've got different shortcuts for reaching the menus. So it's going to make things a lot quicker and a lot more enjoyable, I feel like. So we've got Serge Aurier and Lloris coming to us for two separate reasons. Serge Aurier saying, "Hey boss, I'm a bit surprised but glad that you've taken steps without me having to ask." I'm just going to say, you can't guarantee you play or no, I'm just exploring. And then Lloris, "Greetings boss, on behalf of the whole team, I'd like to give you a warm welcome at Spurs. I want 110%. Straight in, letting him know what I want from the club. So we are in the preseason tournament, the Euro Cup, which must be, a normal preseason tournament, but we are taking on Porto here. Simulating the first game, definitely rotating the side. A few big players in there, a few smaller ones. Oh, we've got the countdown in this mod. Okay, I'm going to use that definitely, as we can see the goal, I'm going to use that definitely in other moments in this save. But right now, because it's preseason, we're going to skip it and suffer a 2-1 loss with a boatload of yellow cards. Also, how rude of me. I never introduced you to me, Sir Jaredinho. This is our manager. I've tried to make him look a little bit like me. I mean, a little bit with the messy sort of hair. I've got a little bit of stubble there and a bit of a mustache. Pretty weak effort. Gone for that big Parker. Got to embrace the North London winter weather. But yeah, there's our manager. Going to change him up as the career progresses, but this is what we're starting out like. All right, second pre-season game here against Ajax in the Euro Cup. The Euro Cup. Are we going to get a win, or is it going to be another loss? It's a 1-1 draw, and Jan Vertonghen has picked up an injury, which is exactly what I didn't want, because I know for a fact that in this new realism mod, when older players get injured, they go down the crapper. They go terrible in terms of overall. But thankfully, it's only 7 days on the sideline for Vertonghen. Thank the Lord for that. So I am going to go in here for Ben Chilwell. He's valued at £31 million. Chief says between 38.8 and 33.4. So let's go talk to Brendan Rodgers and see if we can strike up a deal for the Englishman. So here we go, lads. Again, we've got Brendan Rodgers actually in the game. All these small little details just get the blood flowing and get me very excited. But let's see what we can get done. So I'm going to go and follow up with what the chief executive originally said. I'm going to say 30.8 to start things off here. And Brendan Rodgers accepts that. Thank you very much. Let's go and talk to Chilwell about a contract. So right now he's on 51k a week at Leicester. We'll bump it up to 53.5 between that and 78 and see what young Benjamin Chilwell has to say. So here's our third and probably final preseason game. I mean, if we win and Ajax drop points, we might go through to the next round, but it doesn't really matter to me. It's just a little bit of money and an opportunity to play some younger players. We take on AC Milan and we, holy shit, 5-1. Dele Alli straight red carded. That's our preseason done. So we got 900 big ones for the tournament for playing preseason, so barely was worth any money. But yeah, that was crap. Dele Alli's out for 2 games. I swear to God, if that carries over to the Premier League, I'm going to be filthy. Let's go check, actually. Is he suspended? No, he's not. All good. Thank God. A transfer offer from Barcelona has come in here for Toby Alderweireld. I'm torn. I'm really torn. If I could get £43 million for an older player, that would be hectic. I mean, if this was a rebuilding video, I would definitely go and look to sell Alderweireld, but I actually want to use him in-game. Like, in these sort of career modes, I'm more inclined to use players that are 30, 31 because it's not the end goal isn't to build towards, I mean, I'm retracting that statement. The end goal is to build towards a Champions League, but a lot of the times, I love to do that through youth, because you focus so much on simulations, where in these ones where it's fully gameplay, I want to focus on having good players at the time, at the moment. So I'm going to reject this. I'm going to reject this offer here from Barca. There it is, lads. Our first signing in the Jardim era at Tottenham is going to be for Ben Chilwell. We accept the English left back, 55k a week, a 5-year deal, which is brilliant to see. Accepting that one. Let's see his first look in Tottenham colours. It looks absolutely splendid. And there it is. There's the visual confirmation of Ben Chilwell officially becoming a Tottenham man. Suits the new white kit, the new Tottenham kit perfectly. £30.8 million, and his valuation has gone up. I'm not complaining about that in the slightest. What a steal. Training is something I want to get your guys' thoughts on. Please leave a comment, leave a press conference question about training. Do we do it? Do we do some training in this save? I'm torn between it, not 100% certain. I mean, it'll be good to have some of our younger players that don't get a crazy amount of game time in it, but also it feels a little bit cheap. I don't know. Let me know. So Nice have come in with a Nice offer here, a 1-year loan for Juan Foyth. And you know what? Oh, do I want to accept it? I've been thinking about loaning out a few of our younger players, but I feel like Foyth would actually get a little bit of game time in cup competition this year, especially with players like Alderweireld and Vertonghen having pretty mediocre stamina levels. I'm actually going to reject this one, but it's kind of sparked an interest. I'm going to go put up a few players for loan. So a few things to update you guys on here. I have added Ben Davies to the transfer list since we've signed Ben Chilwell. And then I've added Alfie Whiteman, Yaphet Tangana, Oliver Skip, Brooklyn Lions Foster, Janil Bennett, Malachi Fagan Walcott, and Jamie Bowden, and Rodell Richards, all to the loan list. A lot of young, decent players here who could do with some consistent game time, and honestly aren't going to get that consistent game time in our starting side. It's bloody messages galore in here. Thanks, boss. Thanks, boss. Thanks, boss. Everybody's stoked. No worries. Glad to help. Okay, we've got a loan offer here, and it's for Tangana to go to what I believe is the Chinese league, one of these Asian leagues, Jiangsu Suning. I'm assuming that's the Chinese Super League. It could be the J League, but I'm going to say China. You know what? I don't care where he goes as long as he gets game time. And I'm pretty confident he's going to get the game time. So, we'll accept that offer. Manchester United have come in here for Ben Davies, £19.9 million. Let's go in and negotiate with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Alright, here he is. It's good to see his face in the game as well. But I want to get towards the 30 million mark. I'll say 29.9 here to start things off in the offers. They're going to say 20.6, only slightly over his initial value, so I'll reply back with 27.6 mil. Again, are they saying 24.6? I mean, I'd rather not sell him to another Premier League rival, but if they don't accept 25.6, I'm not going to go ahead with the deal. Yep, alright, nobody's happy. I'm actually happy that this deal has gone through. Yafet Tangana is going to be out on loan for the next season on a 1-year loan move to Jiangsu Suning. Man United keep coming in for our players here. A £17.8 million offer for Eric Lamela, but I want to keep Lamela and his Christmassy white hair as a reserve player. He's just too much of a good utility player. Right mid, left mid, attacking mid. I'm keeping him in the side. Lazio have come in for Musa Sissoko again though. He's too valuable a player to sell straight away. The only thing that makes me considering the sale is the fact that he's 29 years of age. But again, I'm going to reject this offer for Sissoko. He's just too handy in the midfield and too handy in other positions. And too overpowered in FIFA in all honesty. Transfer offer again for Toby Alderweireld, but I've already given you guys the whole spiel about how I feel about this, so I'm going to reject this offer from Manchester United for Toby Alderweireld. Lucas Moura has come to us ahead of the opening game of the Premier League season, saying this upcoming game is crucial to our season. I think I'll be better if I start over Bennett. I mean, number one, I'm not even going to be starting Bennett, but he's not going to be starting either. I'll consider it, but it's not going to happen just quietly. So fellas, we are going to have the first game of the Premier League season coming up at home against Aston Villa, but I'm going to leave that for the second episode, leave you guys on a little bit of a cliffhanger. This is the starting 11 I plan and intend on starting against Villa, but we'll have to wait and see to see how it performs. But lads, if you did enjoy the first episode of this Tottenham Hotspur career mode series, make sure you leave a like on the video. Subscribe down below if you're new around here. I'll see you for the next episode very, very soon. It has been Jared HD here. I'm out. Peace.